Hey everyone, welcome back to another race week video. We are 4 days out from Ironman 70.3 Santa Cruz. If you're new here, I'm Come Try with Annie. I've been documenting my Ironman journey since the beginning when it started about 3 years ago, and I've been on YouTube for almost a year and a half now. And I actually already have a Santa Cruz video on my page when I did it a year ago, and I'm really excited to come back to this course because it is definitely my favorite. But this video will look a little different because the lead up was not ideal. Before I get into my reasonings with that, I'm going to start my workout. We have just some sprints, VO2 max, something small, 1 hour 15 minutes. This taper week isn't much of a taper week, which I will also get into, but I'm using Ruby right now, and I'm actually going to be checking out the Santa Cruz course because they have all the Ironman bike routes on here. Once again, you can use my code to get 5 weeks free. This course is pretty simple. It is just up and down PCH, so it's not too crazy, but it's always nice to get a little refresher. Anyways, I was talking about the lead up to Santa Cruz. Yeah, it's definitely not been ideal. I made the conscious effort this summer to prioritize real life over triathlon because for the past 3 years I've been so locked into training. I've said no to many vacations, hanging out with friends, stuff like that, so I could get my training in and make it as ideal as possible. But I've had an epiphany over the past year a little bit that I was doing too much. At the end of the day, I am an age group triathlete, and I have things outside of triathlon that I need to prioritize. I definitely have a bit of a problem, which I'm sure most triathletes do, of having a pretty addictive personality. And I was very addicted to triathlon and just getting better and seeing where I could go with that, which is great. But I was just taking it one step too far, just say no to everything. And I kind of realized, like, especially when I was first starting those first 2 years, like looking back, the only true memories I made were in triathlon. And then it wasn't until this year with the wedding and everything, I was kind of forced to prioritize real life over that. And it showed me that, yeah, I need some balance. So I took the summer and kind of made a hard decision to definitely prioritize real life over triathlon. And it was the best decision I've ever made. I don't know if I'm going to feel that way on Sunday when I'm deep into the half marathon and I'm not feeling great, but I think it was overall like a very eye-opening summer for me, just to remind myself that I'm an age group triathlete. I don't need to be insanely serious all the time, and I deserve to go on vacations and make other memories other than race weeks and whatever. And this is your guys' sign. Like, block out some Saturdays on your training schedule and hang out with your mom, okay? Go to that festival you've always been eyeing. It's not gonna kill your training. And I kind of realized that this week because the past 3 weeks, I've basically just been playing, no work. I went to Lake Havasu with Jacob's family for like 5 days. Came home, basically immediately went to Red Rocks, which is in Colorado, and I saw my favorite country artist, Sierra Farrell. Shout out anyone that knows her. And Red Rocks is literally the most beautiful venue I've ever seen. Like, highly recommend you guys go there. I went with just me and Jacob, and it was one of my favorite memories of the summer. And then after I got home from that trip, I went back to Lake Havasu for my friend Kenzie's birthday and had the best time. And basically I came home and boom, it was race week. This is as much of a surprise to me as it is to you that I am doing Ironman 70.3 Santa Cruz. I had a run session yesterday and I actually felt surprisingly fresh. So maybe the vacation made me feel super fresh, and this is gonna be the best race of my life. So we're doing a little experiment here to see how it goes. But really this race is gonna be kind of a fun time. Like, I've never really gone into a race thinking like, oh, just go out there and have fun, but that's how I'm doing this. And that's honestly how I race the best. So I think I'm kind of doing a little bit of a psychological game in my head, and maybe I'll have the best race of my life. But either way, I'm literally just gonna go out there and have fun. I don't really care about the numbers or anything. This isn't a typical taper week. I'm still going to Masters every day and doing harder bike workouts. Because honestly, I have no time to waste because I am signed up for Ironman California. So, and I think that's in like 6-7 weeks, something like that. So this truly is gonna be a training day, and I'm excited to take you guys along for the journey. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's definitely not race week, considering how much I'm sweating on this bike. Woo! And 213 walks for 2 minutes. 5 times felt a little too hard. I had to take breaks every time after the effort was done and just stop pedaling just to catch my breath again. But, oh God, we have 4 days to turn around, guys. We can do it. Boom, we've made it. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
We are in Santa Cruz right now. We're about to head to the check-in and meet up with some friends. This is our humble abode for the weekend. Doing a half Ironman out of the van for this is our third time. Third time's a charm. It is now Saturday and my vlogging skills have been very subpar, but I'm gonna do really good today. Show you guys everything we're doing the day before the race and the struggles of the van. This is what I've got to work with to make my oatmeal. I only have a pan and tongs, so hopefully these don't turn out awful. What are you doing? And we had coffee out of the jet boil, and it was instant coffee. And actually,
Super good.
not bad. Not bad at all. Just gonna do a shakeout ride in, I don't know, an hour or so, but I got like 10 hours of sleep. Jacob and I sleep on this little, it's not even a full mattress, I don't think. I think it's like in between a twin and a full. But I always sleep really good in the van, so feeling well rested. Except I am the worst sleep talker. Did I sleep talk at all last night?
You didn't sleep talk, but I was also knocked out. We're riding, almost about to get on the highway.
I remember this from last year.
Yeah, this is the train track section right up here. Nasty little guy. Your bottles might ejecto. Not that bad.
The life hack is to cut the stickers down so that they fit nicer on your frame, so they're not so ginormous. Winding down at the end of the day. Jacob, how's dinner?
Amazing.
Yep.
Best dinner ever.
Made some rice and sausage. Ate a lot of it. And then gonna be heading to bed in about an hour and a half. It's only like 6:30 right now. And I like to go to bed around 8. And we will wake up at, I don't know, 4. And yeah, feeling really good for race day. Not nervous at all. And just excited to have a fun day out there. Jacob, how you feeling?
Amazing. I'm so excited.
Good morning. Jacob's out here prepping some water. And the van battery died last night because we used a rice maker and that uses a lot of electricity. And then there was no sun to, you know, do the solar power. So in the middle of the night, the van died on us, which is fine. We got our backup little lights there. But we've been working in the dark here. But it is 5:09. We're gonna head to transition right now. Okay, we are 10 days out from Santa Cruz 70.3. It is finally time for me to sit down and give my debrief. And some things have changed for the rest of my 2025 season, so buckle up and let's get into it. And yes, I have a dog next to me and he's going crazy and he never leaves my side. So yep, this is Burns and I'm dog sitting him right now. Burns, are you gonna behave for me? Anyways, bless you. So I didn't do a great job recording the whole race week. It's a little tougher in the van just because things aren't as comfortable, but it's not as uncomfortable as you think it would be. But because everyday tasks become just a little harder in the van, it's harder to do things like picking up the camera and talking to it and recording it all. But it was a pretty straightforward lead up anyway. So when I woke up that morning, I wasn't nervous, I felt super chill. And this was my 10th half Ironman, and I feel like I've gotten down the morning routine so well that it's just second nature to me at this point. When I woke up that morning, I wasn't nervous for the race, but I kind of felt like I didn't want to be bothered with racing that day. Like I kind of was like, I'd rather be doing anything else but racing right now, but we're here, so we're gonna do it. I even turned to my friend Chris before we started the swim and kind of said, like, I'm kind of ready to just walk away right now. Like, I don't really feel like doing this right now. But anyways, I went ahead and I did the race. I've never had that feeling before. Usually it is huge nerves or like huge excitement. I'm ready to get after it. So I was curious to see how the day was gonna go just because I felt like I could DNF just out of pure not wanting to be there, not like being scared or being a baby. It just didn't, I don't know. And I was kind of sitting on this race recap because I wasn't really sure what this feeling was, but I do think it was burnout. So yeah, I just didn't feel like doing it, which is why I'm going to talk to you guys about the rest of my 2025 season. But let's get through Santa Cruz first. I did the swim. I had lots of familiar faces at this race with Orange County Endurance, and Jacob was right next to me, and we started the swim out together, ran into the ocean, and immediately I'm feeling someone whacking me and pushing my head into the water like 2 times, and I'm like, what the heck? Like there's plenty of room, we could spread out, I don't know why you're doing that. I look over and it's Jacob. Jacob is the one attempting to drown me in the water. And I figured he would eventually stop. I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't, so I like hit him and I said, what the F-bomb? I looked him right in the eyes through his goggles and he was like, oh, sorry. I was like, dude. And after he said he was getting pushed by the person next to him, which was making him get pushed into me. But I was like, dude, then drop back. Don't hit your wife. So I was a little annoyed when I started the swim. But I felt super calm. I just decided to take it, fairly easy. I feel like it was probably a 6 out of 10 effort. And halfway through, I looked over and Jacob was still with me, which is a really good swim for him. He's usually at least a few minutes back from me, so I was happy for him. He's been swimming a lot more frequently, and I helped him out with his form because he looked awful in the water, and it's been paying off. So this is your sign to go to all your swims. Water also felt super good. I think it was 62 degrees Fahrenheit. We're wearing wetsuits. There was absolutely like no cold shock when I got into the water, and it was the perfect temperature. And when I got out of the water, I heard Jacob again, and he yelled my name, and I was like, wow, Jacob's with me. So that was pretty cool. And we got to run into transition together. I did the swim in 32 minutes and 5 seconds. And transition is very long in Santa Cruz. I think it's a 0.4 mile run up to transition. And it was kind of nice having Jacob there because he was kind of pacing me. He was running a little bit faster, but it kind of got me going more. And I must have had a really fast transition because I got there later than Jacob and I got out there 30 seconds faster than him. And I did my transition in 4 minutes and 47 seconds. I could tell that I was taking it easier today because usually when I get onto the bike, my heart rate is like 180, but today was like 165. I was honestly happy with that because I was able to do a 32-minute swim going relatively easy for my standards. But I was still having those feelings when I was hopping on the bike, like, I just don't feel like doing this. It's not like, I don't know, I just couldn't be bothered. I don't know how else to explain it. That's how it felt. So I kind of told myself, like, again, we're just taking it easy. And I can't explain to you how much more enjoyable a bike course is when you're just taking it easy and taking in the views, especially when you're on the Pacific Coast Highway. It is literally beautiful. Santa Cruz is by far my favorite course. And usually I'll push around 170, 175 watts in a half Ironman. And today I was pushing 150 and my heart rate was 145. So it was a very easy effort by my standards. I saw a lot of familiar faces passing me and I was just like, should I go with them? Should I just keep it easy? And I just decided, like, let's let's just keep it easy. I don't know, I've never felt this way before. And it kind of gave me an epiphany that I feel like a lot of people don't push their bikes hard enough when they're feeling it, because I could see easily making the mistake of thinking, like in my case, that 150 is my half Ironman pace, because 170 does feel pretty hard. Like, I would say it feels like a 7 or 8 out of 10 effort, and 150 watts feels more like a 5 to 6 out of 10 effort. And I could see being nervous and staying at about a 5 to 6 out of 10 effort instead of pushing yourself a little bit more. I think that's where I get a big advantage on the bike usually, is because I'm not afraid to push a little harder and not be scared of the run or anything like that. So that was kind of like an eye-opening experience, seeing like, you know, this might be your guys' sign, like you can push harder on the bike. Yeah, my average heart rate was 145 on the bike, and usually it is around 160. And I think if I was pushing my normal race watts, I probably would have been around 230 on this bike course, but I finished the bike in 2 hours, 48 minutes and 14 seconds. So probably lost around 15 minutes taking it easier. And when I got off the bike, I felt absolutely amazing. Like, I didn't feel like I couldn't be bothered to run, which I was nervous of, because I feel like something about going into a run like that would just be really tough. So I was happy that I was feeling better and having fun. I did transition 2 in 1 minute and 47 seconds, and then we headed out to the run, and I took it out really fast because my legs felt so good coming off the bike. It was basically like I just did a really good warm up for my half marathon. Usually my legs feel very, you know, like, oh gosh, how am I gonna do this? So this was like such a nice feeling to have, and I felt like I was going out of transition super fast. I was running like a 6:51 pace for the first mile, which is way too fast for me, but I just felt amazing. Eventually I slowed it down, and Santa Cruz is actually pretty hilly. I think it's only like 450 feet of elevation gain, but it feels like more. I don't know. You basically go out into this park and you run on gravel for a while, and then you come back into town. Super pretty course as well, but there are some hills when you're going out to that park. Definitely slowed down my mojo. Like, I feel like if we were on a flat ground the entire time, I could really get into the groove, but they were definitely just making me more tired than I would have been. And I'd say I'd got a little bit complacent around miles like, I don't know, 4 to 8. I was taking it pretty easy. In the last 5 miles, I decided, you know, let's keep pushing. The faster you run, the faster you're done, is what I kept thinking in my head. And I did the half marathon in 1 hour and 43 minutes, a 7:45 pace. And I was honestly really happy with this time because it honestly came pretty easily. My total time was 5 hours, 10 minutes and 26 seconds, which if I was trying on this course, I would have definitely tried to get a sub 5. So I'd say adding just 10 minutes to my day is something that was kind of worth it. Considering that my mental game was definitely not there, I wasn't ready to push that hard or like go to the well like that. And the next day I wasn't even sore. I actually did a dumbbell workout with pretty light dumbbells, and I'm way more sore from that than from the race. I had like a little tenderness in my quads, but I wasn't even walking funny and nothing was wrong. But there was one problem. 5 minutes after the race, I was standing and just watching a few of my friends finish up. And I was just standing there, and suddenly the bottom of my left foot just hurt really bad. It honestly felt like I broke it. Yeah, the doctors in the comments helped me out because yeah, it felt like I've never broken well, I broke my rib once, but like I've never broken a foot bone or anything like that. And it just kind of felt like it wasn't muscle. It felt really sharp or something. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I actually took off my shoes because that felt better than wearing the shoes. And I just kind of kept my weight off of it. And then I took 10 days off of running before I tried again. And I ran 3 miles yesterday, and it actually felt okay. But the first week, it was really tender, at least according to what ChatGPT has been telling me. It seems more like plantar fasciitis. I was nervous it was a stress fracture or maybe like a stress reaction, something like that. And this is just me going off kind of my head. I don't know anything about this, so honestly, please comment if you have any suggestions. It is on the outer bottom of my foot, and I've been rolling it out with a lacrosse ball, and it doesn't seem like, I feel like I can't get to it. Like, you know, if your quad is sore, you can roll it out and you know exactly where you're rolling it out. It feels like it's, I don't know, like in an odd placement that I can't get to. I was starting to think maybe like I got a huge cramp after the race because it didn't hurt at all during the run. and it just randomly started hurting like 5 minutes after the race. So I'm thinking maybe I got a nasty cramp or something that took 10 days for it to go away. It's feeling okay today after running 3 miles yesterday, but I definitely think it was a good call to take some days off, and I think that's what I needed mentally as well. So I kind of wanted to talk about how I've been feeling mentally, because that is not how I've ever gone into a race, just feeling like I can't be bothered, like I'd rather have other plans for that weekend or something. And I've been kind of talking it through with Jacob, kind of trying to see like where I should go from this. I think I've come to the conclusion that I need a break. I mean, I feel like you could tell from the beginning of this video that I want to find some more balance and prioritize different parts of my life other than triathlon. And I know the original goal was to do Ironman California in October, but Jacob and I talked it over, and I think the way that my mindset is right now is not the way I want to go into my next Ironman. I mean, I can't toe the line in an Ironman feeling like I can't be bothered, let alone training for it. So I think I'm not doing Ironman California. That's not what I think. I know I'm not doing Ironman California. I'm very happy with this decision. I feel like it was kind of looming in the back of my head, like, do you really want this? And right now, it's just not something that excites me. Like, doing the Ironman for the first time really excited me. Like, I wanted to see if I had what it takes, but now I know I have what it takes. Like, and the original goal was to qualify for Kona. Honestly, the thought of qualifying for Kona scares me more than not qualifying, because that means I have to do another Ironman. And I'm thinking maybe I just don't like Ironmans. I like half Ironmans. But a goal that's been really on the back burner for a while, and I have been wanting to really do, is a marathon. I've never done a marathon, only in the Ironman, so I've never been able to like see what I have to give to it. I'm gonna sign up for the Surf City Marathon on February 1st or 2nd. I can't remember. It's in the beginning of February, and I really want to see like if I could become a really good runner. I feel like I've been seeing progress in my run and just feeling more like a runner, so kind of want to lean into that and see where I could go with that. And this goal actually is giving me motivation. I feel like it's something that I can look forward to, and it excites me to bring you guys along. I know this is Come Try with Annie, but it's going to be, I guess, Come Run with Annie for a little bit. I'm not going to throw away my bike or anything. I'm definitely still going to be doing cross training. I'm not going to lose all my triathlon fitness, but this is a goal that really excites me. I think maybe doing 10 half Ironmans and a full Ironman in the span of 3 years has kind of pooped me out a bit. So I really want to do this full marathon. Maybe we'll qualify for Boston. I think that's a pretty sufficient update on my life. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. The road to a marathon is coming next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.